Kitchen raves, illegal parties, and being busted by security. All of this I heard about working as an accommodation ambassador this September in UCL halls. I have decided to try and get a feel of how freshers have really been affected by the abnormal restrictions that they have faced in UCL halls this year. As part of this, today I'm talking to first year student Amerso about her experience moving in and reacting to video diary of Valeria when she had to quarantine in halls during her first 2 weeks in the UK. Thank you so much for joining me today, Amerso. So first of all, tell me, when did you start UCL this year and what has it been like for you as a fresher so far?
I would describe it as a bit lonely, I think. Sometimes it feels like you can't really meet the people that might be a bit more to your wavelength. I suppose I'm not someone who likes drinking.
I'm the same. I don't drink.
And the first night, literally 30 people in one room drinking so much and playing like this game called Ring of Fire. And everyone was like, people throwing up, like left, right, and center. And I was just like, is this uni?
Societies are where a lot of people will make their friends. I didn't particularly make friends in my flat last year either, and I made my friends through my course. Do you think it's been difficult for you to make friends through your course this year?
Mostly because there are about 100 people in English, doing English. A lot of them at this point are not here in the UK, and even the ones that are not in my hall. Like in the whole of my hall, I think there are other 3 people doing my course, because now they're not allowing anyone into other halls, so you couldn't really visit them in their hall, they couldn't come to yours. It's just really difficult to actually meet up and keep in contact.
I can imagine, especially with this new lockdown where you can't even meet inside at all, and it feels weird in first year reaching out to people and saying, hey, do you want to do something one-on-one? It can feel a little bit forced. I mean, do you agree with that?
I would agree with that. I think that is especially true when you're trying to, I suppose, approach people that are remote, because if you're on a Zoom call, you're just, what are we supposed to do?
Have you made good friends in your flat? Do you feel like you've bonded more than you perhaps would otherwise?
Yeah, I think that's especially true because we were all locked down. We're all on lockdown together, so we're isolating together.
Do you feel connected to the university?
I don't think that. No, I would not think that.
Like, do you feel a part of it yet, or do you feel like, in comparison to the experience this second year has had, for example, back in our freshers, do you feel like you've been properly like inducted into the university, like you actually feel a strong part of it? Do you feel the community?
No, I wouldn't say that I can feel part of UCL per se, because I think it's very difficult to define that when everything I do basically is here in my room. For example, like people will make references to different parts of UCL, and a lot of times I have no idea what they mean.
And what about in your halls? Do you feel like there's perhaps a stronger sense of community in that community rather than, you know, the university as a whole, which I can understand, having potentially not have even visited the campus yet, which I'm sure many people haven't. However, you will spend a lot of time in your halls.
Okay, so I think there is a sense of community within flats, or like a group of flats. So for example, in my case, I would say that there is a strong sense of community in the 3 ground floor flats of the B block. That is not so much in the sense of like the halls as a whole, because for example, the common room is closed, the computer room is closed. Events are not really happening in person at all. So I wouldn't say that there is a lot of opportunity for people mixing between different flats.
Do you feel as if your freedoms and liberties have been restricted at all through the regulations that UCL has put in place on halls?
I think that to some extent it's ridiculous to some extent, I think, because, so for example, on our kitchen, the maximum amount of people is 2 people in a kitchen, but we're 5. How on earth do they expect us only 2 people? Like, are we going to take turns and queue in the kitchen? And then even if we did that, we live in the same place. If someone gets coronavirus, I'm sorry, but everyone will get it in the flat. It further restricts this opportunity to even socialize, because I suppose waiting there to just get into the kitchen, you're not even, everything becomes functional, and it immediately removes this opportunity to actually get to know people.
Do you think UCL actually has done a good job of preventing that kind of spread through halls, or is it just not particularly being reported on? There are lots of cases. I mean, what do you think from what you've seen?
So I think that in some ways UCL, the halls are doing everything they can, because they have the guards, and they will like warn you, like they will break up a lot of groups of people if they see them inside. There is so much you can do, because like what many people do, for example, even if they get coronavirus and they know that they've been in contact with other people, they will not report that they have been in contact with other people, which means that this will spread anyway.
Do you think COVID has negatively affected mental health of freshers at UCL?
Yeah, I can definitely see that. So how when you're a fresher, you just want to make friends, and you have this fear that you will not. And there was this like group of people that I liked, and they were gonna go like on to the British Museum, and then we're gonna go out to a cafe and stuff. And I had to isolate, and I couldn't go. And at that moment, I was just crying, because I was just like, oh my God, I'm just not gonna make friends. And then I suppose when I had to isolate, the day started to like blurring into nothing. It was just the same thing every day, and like even with the sunlight and stuff, you couldn't really see it, because there's another building exactly opposite me. It's blocking that, and it was not a nice feeling, and it started feeling like even the air was not. Was constricting at some point. Yeah. I think they were supportive in the sense that they brought us supplies, and they gave us they give you Uber Eats vouchers, which means that you can eat.
That's good to know, at least, that you feel as if UCL did support you. I worked as an accommodation ambassador, so I was one of the people who brought Uber Eats to people and stuff. Do you think freshers at UCL have respected the rules put in place, and do you think there was anything else UCL could have done?
I don't think people have been like massively breaking the rules. Obviously, if the rules are only 6 people are allowed socially, yes, they did. Yeah, basically everyone did.
Is there anything else you think is worth mentioning about your experience moving into halls, or just the experience of freshers this year in general?
I'd say to not be afraid to kind of reach out to people, because I think if I've found 1 or 2 people that I kind of connect to, that was because I really reached out. Can you pinpoint that point where you say, I've made friends now?
Oh, what a question. I think I originally made a friend in my flat called Amy, who I actually really bonded with in the first few weeks, and then we drifted. And then I made friends on my course in the sense of, at first I just chatted to this one girl. I don't know, we just really clicked and we really got on, who was also called Amy, funnily enough. And then she kind of introduced me to a friend who introduced me to a friend, and then over time, I would say probably over the span of like 4-5 months, we slowly became a friendship group who saw each other regularly. But first year is about finding people to hang out with. Friends just happens over time. Oh, I just spilled water everywhere.
Thank you. That actually gives me a lot of hope. That's actually something that I think has worried me the most in coming to uni.
Amerso's insight made me realise that freshers have felt lonely and very literally isolated through this. Without the normal freedoms given to university students, freshers have struggled to connect with one another and to the university itself. I reached out to Valeria and asked her if she would vlog her stay in halls for her 2-week quarantine upon entering the UK.
Hi everyone, my name is Valeria and I'm a first-year student in biomedical engineering. Yesterday I came back to London from Italy, which has been removed from the travel corridor list. So now I have to quarantine for 2 weeks in my 2 square meters room. So yeah, we'll see how it goes and if I will get some support from UCL and my accommodation. in particular for food delivery, because it's quite expensive and I can go to the kitchen. So far everything is okay. I registered myself in the Connect to Protect page on the UCL website. See you tomorrow. Hi guys, this is my third day of quarantine, and today I got my brochure from UCL accommodation office, which is worth £280, and I can use it on Uber Eats for food delivery. And they've also added me to the list of people who is quarantining in accommodation, so I don't have to pick my food at the reception. They will just bring it to my room. Nice. Today was quite of a busy day, so I'm really tired. I will just go to sleep. Hi guys, this is my 5th day of quarantine, and I probably skipped the first one, but nothing special happened. Today I realized that I will probably finish my credit for the Uber Eats brochure really quickly, and it's probably my fault, but it is what it is. And by the way, I was thinking that I don't have to leave my room, right? Also if I have to, for example, do my laundry, but I don't know if someone can ask the reception to do something like this, and I don't want to incriminate myself saying that I went to the laundry room, right? But yeah, I don't know how this works. Hi, so it's my 6th day of quarantine and I'm almost halfway through it, and I'm really happy for that because yeah, my mental stability is okay right now, but I think that I will just go crazy in a few days. But at least like our alarm went off twice in the last 2 days, and like yesterday at midnight, so at least I went out. Just like some fresh air. So far everything is okay. I have a lot of work to do. So far everything's fine. I don't know. Oh, okay guys, I will just go to sleep. The only thing is that we didn't have hot water, so when I went in the shower and I switched it on, it was not a pleasant experience. And today we got an email that they fixed the problem, but actually they didn't, so I just have to get used to this. Okay, so hi everyone. Today I got a sort of survival kit from the accommodation, and yeah, so basically I have a lot of apples. Okay, so I have a lot of apples, like a lot of instant hot chocolate, okay, and just one bottle of water. Yeah, I really don't understand also this one. Like, they gave me milk, but like I'm supposed to refrigerate milk and I can't go to the kitchen. Like, it's ridiculous, because why they gave me just one bottle of water, just one, and two bottles of apple juice. I don't know, I'm disappointed. And also the milk, because I can't refrigerate this because I can't go to the kitchen. They gave me more apple juice than water, and this is not even 2 liters of water, it's just 1.5. Thank you, but actually no. Okay, so I can't complain. This is actually really great, because I don't think that many universities do this for their students, but I think that we should find a solution for us to use the kitchen. Even for 1 hour per day would be really great, because I'm spending a lot of money on food delivery, and even though they gave us £280, like, this sounds like a lot of money, but actually I'm spending £15, at least £15 for each order. So yeah, I think that I will just use this and finish the brochure in probably 3 days now.
So what does this all mean? What actually can we take away from this exploration of students' time in halls this year with these new COVID restrictions? Like I've already discussed, I think that there has been a sense of isolation and the homesickness and sense of loneliness that is usually experienced by freshers. I mean, that's not something that is unique to this year as such. However, everything has accumulated to really increase that feeling of being completely alone, having no one to reach out to, and feeling completely isolated. Obviously, this is the situation for everyone in the country, and you know, everyone is going through the same things. But when you're launched into this new space, a new level of learning, and you can't do normal university things, and you can't actually connect with people in any kind of meaningful way, well, what does that even mean for your studies, let alone for your mental well-being? I think what we have to take away from this, from speaking to both Amerso and Valeria, is that actually there's a lot more that can be done. We have to think about how to both mentally and financially support students going through this time, and not undermine what students are going through just because they're young. If you have any questions, please leave comments down below, and make sure to subscribe to PiTV. The button is down there. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sure we will see you soon.